This will be DELAIN, Fire with Fire. Live at Paradiso.
Now tell me, Paradiso, do you guys have some fire in you?
Love DELAIN. Totally rigged, guys. Charlotte's voice is so sick. Like, it kind of threads the needle between like punk and metal, but it's another one of those voices that has such unique depth to the sound. And when you're watching her, she just evokes so much power, right? Yeah, I mean, very sad news that this band is breaking up, but no doubt all of these artists are going to go on to some amazing things. Oh, this is so good. See you in a second, idiot. I love those hey yos because it's just a fantastic example of, let me backtrack a little bit. Let me do a little bit of supporting evidence for this. The voice, people are always talking about mixed voice and head voice and chest voice. A singer like this, a singer at this level is always singing it with a degree of mixed voice. There's very rarely pure, yes, Capriani, great mix in the recording as well, the live mix. But a singer at this level is always singing in mixed voice because mixed voice is what it facilitates. Singing in mixed voice facilitates that ability to flip into a pure head voice sound, like on that hey yeah, hey yeah, hey yeah, hey yeah, hey yeah. Give that flip, right? If you're in a pure chest sound or a pure head sound, it's very difficult, if not bordering like impossible in certain circumstances on certain pitches, to adjust registration seamlessly, right? And I know Mike can probably talk about that a little more in like a rock perspective, but it's just really important to understand, like, being able to flip back and forth between those registers and then going back into that beautiful deep timbre that she had is again one of those really good staples of beautiful singing, especially in this context. Yeah, Paradiso is very special. We've seen several performances at the Paradiso, and it's such an iconic set. You know, that like churchy vibe. She does those hey-ohs a lot, and you love it. Yeah, I mean, they're really beautiful, and they're not easy to do, and they show off some beautiful colors in her voice. What more do you want, really? So here's Capriani. You say she doesn't have it for you. And I think it could be because her technique doesn't hinge on the energy she brings in her body. And yet she still has this beautiful instrument that can create so much in a band like this. Like her timbre is so unique. All right, mods are being toxic. Tao, what did you do? Hey, welcome back, Creeper D. It had so much, her voice has so much color in it, and that attributes to the flexibility she has to change colors with stuff like the Hey Ya. But it also is really, really necessary to fit in the context of all of these different instruments in such a harsh metal texture, right? Tao is the chosen one. DD, nasality or very forward placement. And I hear what you're saying in this last section as well. Really reminds me of the lead singer of Stardust, or should I say the lead singer of Stardust reminds me of her because they're very different places in their careers. It's a very forward resonance, and listening to her in this last little section, it makes you really think that, or it makes you really understand how she is such a. I hear her as a very intellectual singer because it sounds like each timbre that she uses in each subtle part of each word is very well manicured. It's a very well thought through sound that she's gotten to the point where she can just play around with it through language and all that stuff. But she has a very clear idea of what each word and each part of the song should sound like. We move really, really far forward in this last section. Bordering nasality, it doesn't bother me because it's not blatant. And even, how you said it, DD, is there a hint of nasality? It's not like, singing doesn't work in the way where it's like, you're wrong to do one thing one way. If anything, that nasality will add a little bit of cut and unique timbre that will separate it from the rest of the instruments, which is very important. The mix is really good, whether that's post-produced or live. Nasality can be very sexy. I'll let you have that one, Capriani. Let it be there. I won't fight that one. Oh man, sounds too much like I Knew You Were Trouble in the melody. Is that another DELAIN song? Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it's such a good sound, man. It's like it's commercial and poppy and very clear with the diction, and yet it has so much depth. It's a Taylor Swift song. Yeah, not in a negative way. I don't know. What, that I didn't know a specific Taylor Swift song? Did that hurt you? I'm so sorry. I wouldn't say nasality to hear people. Interesting idea. Okay, awesome. Yeah, Hangity. I think the last time we listened to Charlotte sing, I heard that as well. Very close to Annette singing. Actually, I would put her closer to Annika. I know the spelling is similar, but I would put her sound maybe like halfway. Maybe halfway between Annika and Annette. But that's like singer fan fiction, right? You're like, oh, who's Gia Mixa? Blah blah blah. Nasality to hear through a mask. Interesting idea, but I think you would benefit more from just really natural mask resonance, which is harder to achieve. If you're speaking, on the other hand, if you're speaking and trying to be heard through a mask, yes, nasality would definitely help. Just for your average person, nasality is a great way of getting heard. If you are a singer, I would say you should go for more of a mask resonance in your speaking to be heard through a mask. Definitely helps. Trying to shout and be louder doesn't help because the mask kind of just absorbs those larger sound waves much more easily than they do the higher frequencies. Is it also living on a prayer? Wither? I've missed you, Wither. You're funny. Cool, guys. More DELAIN. We love DELAIN. Nasality, less is more, definitely. You don't want to overdo it on the nasality. But coloring a sound with nasalities is definitely can be done very tastefully, I think. Yeah, COVID style mask. That's what I'm thinking, JBB. Well, like I was thinking, like I call those face masks. But yeah, I get what you're saying. Lying on the cold, hard ground. Oh, I mean, I probably heard it. Lying on the cold, hard ground. Ah! Okay, yes. That's it. It's that one. Thank you for the clarification, Micro Anarchy. You guys know what time it is.